Alright, good morning guys. Just getting ready to start my run. Just wanted to see what the temperature was before we left, or before I left, and then of course when it comes back. And you can see today the humidity is pretty high. So, alright, time for my run, and I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Good morning guys, and welcome back to my long run. As you can see, it's now 83 out. It was clearly, what, 84 when I left. I definitely kind of like the picture. And this explains why I feel the way I do. Look at that, 70% humidity. Just insane. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, I could definitely tell you, it shows. I'll show you here in a second why I say that. Anyhow, I took and had to short my run due to time constraints. I'm meeting with the termite guy this morning. 43 hours. Wow. You know what? For a 12-mile run, I could live with that. 2 days. That's definitely decent. All right. Okay, here you go. 12.11 miles. Average pace is 8:29. I probably lost achievement. No, I held at 53. Congrats to me. The only reason I said that is because I did a heart rate run this morning, and my time just wasn't very impressive as far as I was concerned, so I thought I might have lost VO2. But all right, real quick, show you my steps. That's what my morning looks like. See, you can see my resting heart rate, nice and low, and then of course I go to my long run. There you go, 18,000 steps, 19,000 steps per morning. This is what I meant by this is what I meant by miserable morning. Alright, if you could see, again in the viewfinder, I don't know what the viewfinder shows. I'm leaving footprints, wet footprints on my floor. And no, my floor really is not wet because I come over here and it looks nice and dull. But now I don't know if necessarily you could see the sweat running down my legs or not. But we agree that my shorts are kind of glued to my legs. I think that's easy to see. So. Yeah, I'm pretty wet as far as that is concerned. So with that said, 12 miles of running in the running in your own sweat, not too bad, I suppose. But all right, I'm going to get my shower because I need to be out of here in like an hour. So I'm gonna get my shower, come back and do my wrap-up video, and then head out the door. So I'll see you soon. Hey guys, good morning. Actually, I'll be honest with you, good afternoon. It's welcome to Saturday. Let's get that part out. Welcome to Saturday, week 15, my marathon training program, long run day. And as you saw this morning, long run wasn't as long as I anticipated, to be quite honest with you, because it became a real time crunch sort of situation. So before we begin with that, let's go ahead and do our daily shot wheatgrass. Yes, I do admit, I'll tell you my whole story. It's 12:09 in the afternoon, not exactly first thing in the morning anymore, but I'll tell you what happened. So yes, I did save the wheatgrass just for you guys, because while you don't comment on it, I'm certain some of you just enjoy the cringe of watching me do a shot every single time. So for those who are new, shot of wheatgrass is equivalent, nutritional equivalent of 2 pounds of fresh raw green vegetables. So nice way of getting a lot of veggies knocked out in one shot, no pun intended. Oh. That running down your throat. Ugh. All right, I don't want to wear that. So, all right. So with that said, as I kind of shared this morning when I first got back from my crazy humid run, humid that is, I had to get out the door because I was meeting with the exterminator guy at my mom's house. So I met the termite guy at my mom's house, 8:30. She lives about half an hour from here, so I really needed to be out the door about 8 o'clock, no later. And also while I was there, I went ahead and did one final cleaning, shampooed the carpets just as a courtesy, although they're going to do a lot of remodeling. So in all reality, it was just a courtesy. At my house, I have a take your shoes off the door kind of policy because that's the way I choose to live. So my tile, my carpets, they're that clean. And although I've been in this house for now 3 years,
I still clean them, a little bit more frequently, just to kind of get them back up to at least what I feel would be a good standard, because I don't really know how the prior homeowner lived. So anyhow, with my mom, I went ahead and did that. Got that taken care of. Got the termite guy taken care of. They were the owners to be. We're also having a contractor come through to kind of give some ideas as to what they were going to do or not going to do, as far as remodeling. And so I left there just after 11 o'clock this morning. So at least all said and done with that. I know I shared earlier in the week it was a real burden on me. Yes, because just the memories, just the final memories per se. Those are, I tend to kind of relive those every time I go back, and it gets hard. It gets hard. So with the house now in escrow, I went ahead and pulled all the last minute things out. And all that. So I have no reason to go back to the house anymore until it's time to turn over the keys to the owner, or the new owners. So all goes well. That should happen about the 12th of September, as long as everything gets squared away with title and all that. So that was the reason why I couldn't do my video after I got out of my shower, right after I run in the morning. So that's the reason for that. So as far as my run goes, I definitely saw, I did something a little different, but still I saw progress, and I felt good about that. Although, as you guys know, I have a hard time. I give Garmin a hard time because Garmin and Google, well, they seldom agree on humidity and temperature. And you saw when I come back, memory serves me right, it was at 84 degrees, and what was it, like 70% humidity or something like insanely high like that. But you'll see here, let's take a look. Again, this is today. I got out the door just before 5. Yes, running a little late. Ran just over 12 miles. Average pace 829. 1,297 calories. That works out to about 107 calories a mile. So things are getting better there. Now, Garmin says it was 82 with 55% humidity. The irony to that is, even after I got my shower and I'm sitting down having some breakfast, and I looked over all this before I had to leave, because I wanted to kind of get an idea how my day went. Even at the time I looked this over, it was 84 per Google, and it was 65% humidity per Google. And so, and you saw when I first came back, was it 70 or something like that, like high? So I don't know, again, these guys in humidity just kills me. And the only reason I really gripe about it is because anybody who's put time in on the street running miles, when the weather is not your friend and your run did not go maybe as well as you would have liked it to have gone, we get to blame the weather. Because if the weather wasn't accommodating, hey, the weather jacks up the heart rate, it just, and all that. So we get to blame the weather. So that's why I want to blame the weather. But no, in actuality, what I did today, as you saw last week, all but only did 12.5 because of the GI distress / potty break thing. This morning when I took off, I got about 100 yards down the street, and I turned around because I felt that little inkling. I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a try one last time. So I came back home, used the bathroom one last time, and that little contribution I think really paid off, because I ran I was going to run further, but because of time constraints, I gave myself a solid 12 miles and no worries or no need for the bathroom break. So I'm happy with that. So with that said, so 1,297 calories, that works out to be at 107 calories a mile. Why do I bring this up? Because last week, this last week it claimed to be warmer. At 1,418 calories, that worked out to like 114 calories a mile. So yeah, definitely a nice change. Definitely a nice change as far as calorie consumption. I'm coming down here because this was a heart rate run. Well, this was a heart rate run. Pace wasn't always all that, unfortunately. And heart rate, for various reasons, when you focus just on the heart rate, it just doesn't get smooth. But on the positive note, shy of a little hiccup in the beginning, you can see here I was definitely holding a steady 180 stride, and then it even dropped down to 178. So nice, nice, nice. Looking over here, let's do this. Looking things over again, my focus was heart rate. The goal was 153, 155, kind of in that range. I wasn't so dead set about making 155 always, but at least a range. And based on how my body was feeling, and I think Thursday's run definitely played a part because my body was not overly eager to hit 155. But that's fine. That's fine. It's still a heart rate workout, and it was a heart rate workout, and you saw from my recovery time, I'm good to go in less than 2 days. So that's certainly a plus. When, what was it, last week's run or whatever, I was like 3 days or 3.5. So getting my recovery time under 2 days makes me happy. Real quick, we look at the heart rate, again, the 153 to 155 range. Yeah, I dropped down to 152 once, hit 156 once, so all's good there. Again, going strictly on strictly on heart rate. My average pace after my first mile, about 8:15, got an 8:20. Not quite certain why I got hit 8:41 there, but for whatever reason, did 8:41 for a couple times, or a couple miles straight, and then I started to slowly come back down. And while I was slowly coming back down, let's see my 8:41s, you can see while I was slowly coming back down or my pace was picking up, my heart rate was about the same, if not it dropped a little bit. So kudos to me on that one. Not going to complain. So that makes me happy. How long did I do out the maximum heart rate thing? I don't know. I didn't really look at that. But most importantly, my average was nice and low. So that makes me feel good. And we see here, same thing with the calorie thing. Pretty interesting. So we get into 4, 5, 6. After mile 6 at 112, then I'm coming down on calories. Nice adaptation as far as the body is concerned. I like these last 2 miles. And the nice thing about these last 2 miles is outside of an 8:36, 8:39, ironically, when I did my 8:30, it was 112, but at 8:36, 6 seconds slower, 14 calories less. Pretty interesting. So, nice way to see the body adapt. The body just kind of gets in the groove, adapts, and goes with it. And so, that makes me happy. 112 is what? Mile 7, okay? So mile 7 to 112, and then it starts creeping back down. So that to me is progress, because earlier in my training, as the miles progressed, so did the calories. They progressed. So that was nice. And the fact is that while my heart rate, I was running on heart rate, my pace did not exactly just totally fall off the scale there. So when we look at, okay, let's take mile 3. We'll use mile 3 because we all know still mile 2 your body's kind of getting the groove of things. So we're mile 3 at 8:16. 8:16, and by the end I was only 20 seconds off pace. While still maintaining the same heart rate. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Again, when you think about the heat and the humidity, and as you saw, my clothes were just clung to me. So that makes me feel good. Now, when we compare apples to apples, oh, by the way, gotta love something new Garmin's doing. I took the neon green light off here, but this is what it looked like when I first loaded it up. The green, believe it or not, are all paths other people run. No, I don't run all of my section of the valley like this, but other people certainly run these trails, and that's how Garmin has greened them up. Clearly not everything is ran, because people certainly don't run over here, whatever that is. They don't run on this street, and I know that's like a half-mile street. They don't run on that, but just goes to show that a lot of the valley is covered by somebody and their Garmin, be it on a bicycle or foot. Anyhow, going with this, the reason I bring these up is because And this to me is where I feel the progress is at. So we look at the highlighted line at mile 10. Mile 10 I was doing an 8:08. An 8:08 on a 165. Pay attention, this is good. 8:08 on a 165. And now we're going to go, let's take a look at mile 10, see what I was doing mile 10 today. And here, to make life easier. Okay, mile 10, I was doing an 8:04. I was 32 seconds slower on a 152. 13 beats slower. 13 beats on 32 seconds? Why does that matter? Well, something I've kind of learned about myself, and this depends on like where my conditioning is at, but I have found that generally speaking, if I'm running at an 8-minute pace or 7-minute pace, normally for me, the heart rate would be about 10 beats higher for that extra minute. When I'm in well-conditioned shape. So hypothetically, if it's 10 beats higher, that means every 6 seconds would be an extra beat per minute. Okay, you follow me? Good. So if I'm doing an 8:40 and I'm running a 152, and we know that over here I was doing 8:08, 32. So 32 seconds, and let's just say the 6-second rule. So 32 divided by 6 is roughly 5 extra beats. So we'll round it up to 6 just for the fun of it. So if at on this theory, at an 8:40 pace, minus 6 beats, I should be running at a 159. Agree? Good. Agree. 6. So one heart rate, 1 beat for heart rate for every 6 seconds. And we, instead of 6 times 5 being 30, and we know there's a 32-second difference, we round it up to the nearest whole. Okay, so make it 6 BPM. So 165 should be a 159. However, instead, it was a 152. So, again, based on my history with my running and my body, that's how I come up with roughly the 10 BPM, 10 beats per minute per pace. So if that theory indeed, again, holds true, I ran 7 beats per minute slower today than I should have for that given pace. Makes me feel pretty good. I'm willing to live with that. So again, little things like that to me say progress. I know probably doesn't mean a lot to you guys, but sometimes when the results are not exactly obvious, sometimes you just have to go through the data to find whether or not progress truly was made and where that progress was made. So, and again, today we see, we did a heart rate run, which is fine. And in addition to that, we saw our calorie consumption come down. Compared to last week, here we go, give you an idea. Last week, calorie consumption was kind of insane, especially for this. Now, and the irony is technically I covered each mile faster, so I didn't spend as much time running each mile. So you would think, well, your calories should have been lower. But during each mile, my heart rate was higher. So that's where the calorie consumption comes in. So that's how I've kind of decided, that's how I look at the two comparisons and feel good about my run today. And on top of that, I felt pretty decent afterwards, especially considering the fact that I spent about 2.5 hours on my feet at my mom's, cleaning and carpet shampooing and things like that. So I definitely stayed busy, and I'm fine with that. So anyhow, I know that's all I've got for you guys today. I know I was going to do the VO2 max thing, but I found the paperwork. I just got to get scanned in because it's not right now on my computer. So I'll get that up. I promise I'll share that with you. If you like today's video, be certain to hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I post a new video. Tuesdays are general intervals, Thursdays are generally tempo, and Saturdays are always long run. So Anyhow, that's all I've got for you guys today. You guys have yourself a fantastic Labor Day weekend, and I'll see you Tuesday. Until then, take care.